Hey guys, welcome back. Fishing Frenzy launched 2 new features last week to kick off their finale for Season 2, which lasts till the 21st of August. That's right, diving and rift encounters are now live in the game. In this video, we'll go through each of these features in detail and give you some tips on how to make the most out of them. Let's get straight into it. Diving is a new permanent high-risk, high-reward game mode that leans into the risk-to-earn aspect. You can potentially make a lot. I've seen many players share their wins on the timeline, and some of them even made 100x on their premium dive costs, turning 5 RON into 500 RON in a single dive. But of course, being risk to earn, there's also the possibility that you come out in the negative. Now, to enter a dive, you select either a regular dive which will cost 2000 gold or a premium dive which will cost 5 RON. You have the option to consume sushi or sashimi to get more moves before the dive starts, with a maximum of 5 more moves being added. This mode plays like the game Battleship. You start with a board of tiles that is unrevealed, and your objective is to find completed corals hidden in those tiles. You need to use your moves to open the tiles, and if you maxed out your moves, you can open up to 15 tiles on the board. So each time you open a tile, several things can happen. You can either open an empty tile, reveal a single completed coral, reveal part of a larger coral, or reveal a whirlpool. If you open a whirlpool, it will cost you 1 life. Now you start the dive with 2 lives, and the dive ends immediately once you lose them. If that happens, you will not get any rewards from the dive. You can choose to end the dive anytime by clicking on the collect button and walk away with any rewards that you have gotten so far. While this risk to earn game mode relies heavily on your luck, there are some tips which you can use to try and maximize your chances of winning. What I do when I start is to open up the second tile diagonally from each of the 4 corners. This is to see if there are any large corals hidden in that area. If I do find one, I usually will not reveal it completely first. Instead, I'll start opening some of the tiles in the middle of the board again to find any large corals hidden there. If I hit a whirlpool and I lose 1 life, I'll immediately start fully revealing any of the large corals I've found so far and collect to end the dive. This way, I'm reducing my risk as much as possible by ending dives early and making sure I get at least something back from each dive. It's not always profitable every single dive, but over a longer time frame, I'm usually able to come out net positive, especially if I luck out and hit a large payload. You can check the full list of rewards for each coral on the game's wiki. Another tip I've seen is to always observe the bubbles that appear when you reveal a coral, especially for single tile corals, but it also applies to large corals. It gives a hint as to how much reward that coral actually has. If you see black bubbles appearing, that's an indication that it's a big reward for that coral. If that happens, end the dive as soon as possible to make sure you get the rewards. Rift Encounters is a limited time feature that will last till the end of Season 2. When Rift Encounters are active, there's a chance for you to trigger these special encounters when fishing normally. The exact chances for triggering an encounter can be found on the game's wiki. Catching shiny fishes will 100% guarantee an encounter trigger. When an encounter is triggered, you'll be faced with a choice. You can either sacrifice the fish you just caught to enter the encounter, or choose to keep the fish and forego the encounter. Now, if you choose to sacrifice the fish, you'll immediately enter into a much harder and challenging fishing attempt. This encounter attempt will see the fish move a lot more, and depending on the rarity, the fish will also teleport often, making it difficult for you to continuously reel the fish. You need to really be on your toes for this fishing attempt, because losing this attempt means you will also lose the original fish that you caught. If you're skilled enough to win this encounter, 2 things can happen. You will either get back the fish you sacrificed or reel up a special rift fish. If you sacrifice a common fish, there's a 50.5% chance for you to catch a rift fish. This chance drops the higher the rarity of the fish you sacrifice, all the way to only a 2.5% chance to catch a mythic rift fish. The full table of chance to catch a rift fish can be found on the game's wiki. Now, sacrificing a shiny fish gives a much higher chance to catch a rift fish, but do take note that there are no shiny rift fishes. The ultimate prize you're searching for is the legendary card shark pack. To get this pet, you need to acquire 1 rift fish for each of the 5 rarities. Once you have at least 1 rift fish of each rarity, you can exchange it for the pet. If you manage to get more than 1 of each rarity, you can exchange it for more pets. Now, personally, I've managed to trigger the encounters multiple times now, but haven't caught a single rift fish yet. Given this is a limited time feature and you only have until the 21st of August, you want to focus your efforts on this to get the legendary pet as fast as you can. And that's it for the guide for the 2 new features released by Fishing Frenzy. With this, you're now armed with the knowledge and tips needed to make the most of these features. So do let me know what you think in the comments below. Have you tried out the new features yet? And what do you think of them? If you have any more tips, feel free to share them as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.